Welcome to Mindful Minerva. What if the choices you make each day have a direct impact on the clarity of your thoughts and the strength of your memory? Today, we are going to talk about the fascinating world of brain health and discover how simple changes can lead to a brighter, more vibrant mind. Please remember to subscribe to our channel. With that, let's begin with the first bad habit for your brain. Spending too much time alone. Humans are inherently social creatures, and spending excessive time alone can take a toll on your brain. Social isolation can lead to feelings of loneliness, which can contribute to depression and anxiety. The brain craves social interaction to release feel-good neurotransmitters like oxytocin and serotonin. These chemicals are vital for mood regulation. When you're alone for extended periods, your brain may experience a lack of mental stimulation, which can result in reduced cognitive function. It's not just the absence of companionship that affects your brain negatively. It's also the limited mental activity that solitude can often entail. What's happening in your brain when you spend too much time alone? One key factor is the reduction in the activity of the brain's prefrontal cortex, which plays a crucial role in decision-making, social behavior, and personality expression. Without regular social interactions, the prefrontal cortex might not get the exercise it needs to stay sharp and adaptable. Number 2. Too much sitting. Are you sitting down while watching this video? If so, pay attention. Prolonged sitting is a silent destructor for your brain. It leads to decreased blood flow, which can impair cognitive function. Regular physical activity is essential to keep your brain in top shape, as it increases oxygen flow and promotes the growth of new brain cells. What happens when you sit for extended periods is that your body's circulation slows down, affecting the brain's oxygen supply. This can result in decreased alertness and poor concentration. In addition, the sedentary lifestyle often associated with excessive sitting can lead to weight gain and the development of conditions like type 2 diabetes, which further negatively impact brain function. There is a strong link between sedentary behavior and a higher risk of developing cardiovascular diseases. These diseases can lead to restricted blood flow to the brain, increasing the chances of cognitive impairment and decline. Regular physical activity not only enhances blood flow, but also promotes the release of neurotransmitters like endorphins, which elevate mood and reduce stress, indirectly benefiting brain health. Number 3. Lack of socializing. In our increasingly digital world, it's easy to forego face-to-face interaction. But studies show that socializing stimulates the brain-enhancing memory and cognitive abilities. When you don't engage with others, your brain doesn't get the exercise it needs to stay sharp. When you lack social interaction, not only do you miss out on the emotional support and mental stimulation that come with it, but you may also fall into a pattern of social anxiety. The avoidance of social situations can reinforce feelings of fear and discomfort, further hindering your brain's ability to adapt and grow. It's worth noting that socializing doesn't merely involve chit-chat. It also challenges your brain with complex social cues and problem-solving thoughts. These activities are like a workout for your brain, keeping it agile and healthy. Number 4. Not enough sleep. Sleep is like a magical elixir for your brain. When you don't get enough of it, your cognitive function takes a nosedive. During deep sleep, your brain cleanses itself of toxins and consolidates memories. Chronic sleep deprivation can impair decision-making and emotional regulation. The consequences of sleep deprivation are far-reaching. Not only does it lead to a lack of focus and poor memory retention, but it can also exacerbate mental health issues like anxiety and depression. Your brain desperately needs the restorative powers of deep sleep to function at its best. A deep dive into the impact of sleep on brain health reveals that during the slow-wave sleep stage, your brain engages in the crucial process of clearing waste products and toxins, which can accumulate during waking hours. Inadequate sleep prevents the brain from efficiently removing these harmful substances, which can lead to cognitive decline. During REM or rapid eye movement sleep, your brain consolidates memories and processes emotional experiences. Chronic sleep deprivation interferes with these memory consolidation processes, resulting in impaired learning and emotional regulation. In the long run, this can contribute to a decline in overall cognitive function. Number 5. Drinking sugary beverages. Sugary drinks may be delicious, but they're terrible for your brain. High sugar intake has been linked to cognitive decline and an increased risk of developing conditions like dementia. It can lead to inflammation in the brain and even affect your memory. The impact of sugary beverages on the brain is twofold. First, excessive sugar consumption can lead to insulin resistance, which can reduce the brain's ability to utilize glucose for energy, resulting in cognitive decline. Second, sugar promotes inflammation throughout the body, including the brain, which can impair cognitive function and increase the risk of neurodegenerative diseases. To get a better grasp of how sugar affects the brain, let's talk about the role of insulin. When you consume sugary beverages, it leads to a rapid spike in blood sugar levels, causing your pancreas to release insulin to regulate it. Over time, excessive sugar intake can lead to insulin resistance, where your cells become less responsive to insulin signals, making it difficult for glucose to enter the cells, including those in your brain. Also, chronic inflammation resulting from high sugar intake can affect the blood-brain barrier, a protective barrier around the brain that regulates the entry of substances into the brain. When inflammation compromises the blood-brain barrier, it can allow harmful molecules to enter the brain, potentially causing neuroinflammation and cognitive decline. Number 6. Poor oral hygiene. You might be surprised to learn that your dental health is closely connected to your brain health. Gum disease and oral infections can lead to chronic inflammation, which may increase the risk of cognitive decline. Proper oral hygiene is more important than you think. The link between oral health and brain health is a fascinating yet often overlooked aspect of overall well-being. Periodontal diseases, which are caused by poor oral hygiene, release inflammatory molecules into the bloodstream. These molecules can then travel to the brain, contributing to neuroinflammation, a key factor in cognitive decline and conditions like Alzheimer's disease. The connection between poor oral hygiene and cognitive decline is a complex one, but it primarily revolves around inflammation. Inflammation is the body's natural response to infections and injuries. However, when inflammation becomes chronic and systemic, as in the case of gum disease, it can have far-reaching consequences. Chronic inflammation in the body, particularly in the oral cavity, can lead to the release of pro-inflammatory cytokines. These molecules can enter the bloodstream and reach the brain, causing neuroinflammation. Neuroinflammation is associated with various neurological conditions, including Alzheimer's disease and other forms of cognitive impairment. In addition to the direct effects of inflammation, poor oral health can indirectly impact the brain by contributing to other systemic health issues. For example, gum disease has been linked to an increased risk of heart disease and stroke. These conditions can affect blood flow to the brain, potentially reducing cognitive function. Number 7. Stress. Stress is a silent assassin of brain health. When you're stressed, your brain releases hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. While these hormones are helpful in acute situations, chronic stress can damage brain cells, reduce their connectivity, and impair memory. The detrimental effects of chronic stress on the brain are vast. Stress can lead to structural changes in the brain, particularly in the hippocampus, a region crucial for memory and learning. Prolonged exposure to stress hormones can impair the functioning of the prefrontal cortex, which is essential for decision-making and emotional regulation. Chronic stress activates the body's fight or flight response, causing the release of stress hormones, including cortisol and adrenaline. While these hormones are essential for survival in dangerous situations, their long-term presence in the body can damage the brain. The hippocampus, a seahorse-shaped structure deep within the brain, is particularly vulnerable to the effects of stress. This region plays a key role in forming new memories and regulating emotions. Chronic stress can lead to the shrinking of the hippocampus, impairing its functions. As a result, individuals experiencing chronic stress may struggle with memory problems and emotional disruption. Also, the prefrontal cortex, located at the front of the brain, is responsible for executive functions, such as decision-making, impulse control, and social behavior. Chronic stress can interfere with the prefrontal cortex's ability to perform these functions, leading to difficulties in managing emotions and making rational decisions. The long-term consequences of chronic stress can be even more severe. It is associated with an increased risk of mental health disorders, including anxiety and depression, both of which can further negatively impact brain function. Number 8. Excessive screen time. In our digital age, we spend more time in front of screens than ever before. Excessive screen time can lead to decreased attention span, sleep disturbances, and even contribute to conditions like digital addiction and internet gaming disorder. The modern world's digital onslaught has transformed the way we interact with technology, and its effects on the brain are profound. Excessive screen time can disrupt circadian rhythms, making it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. The constant exposure to screens, especially on social media, can lead to feelings of inadequacy and anxiety, negatively affecting mental health. Also, the constant barrage of information and stimuli through screens can contribute to information overload. When your brain is bombarded with a constant stream of information, it can become overwhelmed, resulting in decreased attention span and difficulties in concentrating on tasks. The brain essentially becomes habituated to rapid shifts in attention, which can negatively impact your ability to focus on a single task for an extended period. Additionally, social media and online content often promote unrealistic standards and comparisons, leading to feelings of inadequacy and anxiety. These negative emotions can affect mental health and create a vicious cycle, where excessive screen time leads to increased stress and anxiety, which can further impair cognitive function. Number 9. Multitasking. Are you a serial multitasker? It might not be doing your brain any favors. Multitasking can lead to reduced productivity and increased stress levels. The brain is not designed to juggle multiple tasks simultaneously, and it can have detrimental effects on your cognitive abilities. Multitasking may seem like a skill, but in reality, it often leads to a decline in efficiency. Your brain's ability to focus on one task at a time and maintain concentration is limited. When you attempt to multitask, your brain has to constantly switch between tasks, which can lead to errors and increased stress levels. It's like driving with one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake. You're not getting anywhere quickly. In-depth research into multitasking has shown that it can reduce your overall productivity and effectiveness. When you switch between tasks, your brain incurs a switching cost, which is the time and cognitive effort required to refocus on the new task. These switching costs can accumulate and result in reduced efficiency and increased mental fatigue. Multitasking can lead to decreased working memory capacity. Working memory is essential for processing and managing information, and when you're trying to handle multiple tasks at once, your working memory becomes overloaded. This can lead to errors, decreased accuracy, and increased stress. Number 10. Lack of mental stimulation. Your brain is like a muscle. It needs exercise to stay strong. A lack of mental stimulation, such as reading, puzzles, or learning new skills, can lead to cognitive decline. Challenge your mind regularly to keep it sharp and healthy. Engaging your brain in stimulating activities is crucial to maintaining its cognitive abilities. Just as physical exercise strengthens your muscles, mental exercises like solving puzzles, reading, or learning new languages enhance your brain's cognitive reserve. This cognitive reserve can help protect your brain against age-related decline and neurodegenerative diseases. Regular mental stimulation is essential for maintaining and enhancing cognitive function. When you engage in activities that challenge your brain, such as solving puzzles or learning new skills, you activate different regions of your brain, enhancing its plasticity and adaptability. This can result in improved memory, problem-solving abilities, and overall cognitive performance. Mental stimulation can promote the growth of new brain cells, a process known as neurogenesis. This process occurs in the hippocampus, a region critical for memory and learning. Engaging in mentally stimulating activities can increase neurogenesis, providing a buffer against cognitive decline and age-related cognitive impairment. We hope you found this video intriguing. Now that you're armed with knowledge about these habits and their effects, the power to make positive changes lies in your hands. Have you identified any habits you're eager to change or improve upon? Leave a comment below and join the conversation. Your input might inspire others on their own journeys toward a healthier mind. If you found this video informative and want to continue diving into the mysteries of the human brain with us, please consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you for being a part of our community, and remember, your brain is an incredible organ with vast potential. With awareness and positive changes, you can unlock new levels of clarity and emotional well-being.